problems. She got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another story time. Hey, Ange fam, and welcome to Light as a Feather. This story time disclaimer. I know I said, I know I said I wasn't going to say this, but this story time, I promise should be short. It really should be short. It should be like a short one, like under 30 minutes, under 40 minutes, under 30 minutes. It really should be short. But if it's not, it really should be short. Like I think in my head, like it's gonna be short, like playing out the like how the story goes, and then when I look at the time, I'll be like, yeah. Anyway, okay, so let's get into it. As I told y'all, like this is during college. This is in the playlist, the college experience. College was a time. College was a time. The university was a time. Y'all, I only went to college for a year. I only went for a year. When I tell you it was a time, this was a time. And matter of fact, this happened. This was during the time when I was getting the lay of the land. I wasn't even in college yet. I was getting the lay of the land, right? So at this point in time, I had therapy, unhealed, willing, reckless, willing to do anything and whatever, did not care, felt like I was invisible. I won't even say invisible. I was just mostly trying to take myself out. Like, I wasn't even trying to take myself. I had already tried to take myself out, but I would just say, I would say like, I didn't care. Like I didn't have any boundaries. I didn't care about what happened to me. I was willing to try anything. I was doing all kind of crazy stuff just to do it. It was like, I don't care. I don't care. Unhealed. When I tell you therapy is major, when you find a therapist, when you find a good therapist, that thing is so major. It makes a huge difference for how you react to things, how you think about things, how your outlook, like in the stuff that you take, even like your day to day, how you react, like your boundaries is when I tell you your boundaries are solid, like you it's a whole different ball game, y'all. When I tell you, when you find a good one, when you find a good therapist, I keep telling people like I had to go through like 5. Like the first ones, it was like, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. And I had a multitude. I had men, I had women, I had white, I had black. And the one therapist that worked was a black man. And I had a black man before. I had a black woman before. I had a white woman before. Like telling you. You had to find a therapist that works for you. Yeah. So at this point in time, like I am unhealed, don't care about nothing. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I'm willing to try anything, baby. I'm gonna live life. YOLO. And this is before Drake was even rapping and stuff. Drake probably was like a kid, like little. This is before Degrassi, before any of that stuff. That boy probably wasn't even born. I don't even know. When was he born? Hold on, let me see. He was a kid. He was a kid for real. So, but YOLO. Don't care about nothing, no consequences, no repercussions, don't care about nothing at this point in time. Going in with the mindset like, it's whatever. It's whatever. When I try to tell people, like, if you have a plan, please do not stick to your plan. Use your pain and turn it into power. Listen. If the young girl's still watching me, do not, when I'm telling you, do not use like do not do things out of emotion that you're going to regret later. And then that's only going to affect you. So anyway, so I remember I told y'all like my grandmother's a healer, right? So I knew and know about dibbling, dabbling, and not just by my grandmama. Like I've seen some stuff. I've seen some women do some crazy stuff to keep a man with them. I've seen some crazy stuff for women to keep a man and for men to keep women. I've seen some crazy stuff. Right? And so it's like, and then around this time, like the movie The Craft had already came out. Not the new one. I didn't really like the new one. The old one. The old one, that movie was top tier. I was like, oh. Because remember I told y'all, like, when I was talking about my grandmama in that story time, I don't play with voodoo like that. And they tax. And then most of the people who have those gifts, like it's not like a boast brag thing. Like what was the girl name? Dang, what was her name? In the first craft, the original one. What was her name? Dang, the one with the short hair and end up going loco coco loco in the cabeza. What was her name? Dang, I gotta look it up. Hold on. Nancy. Nancy didn't have original power. She ended up being blessed with power. Sarah was the one who was naturally gifted, right? But Nancy ended up being blessed with power, and when she got her power, like she ended up going crazy. And so remember, I told y'all, I was like, those who are blessed with power and those who have gifts, like they don't even brag and boast like that. They usually kind of quiet with it because it usually comes with a lot. Because you're usually constantly under attack, so you kind of chill and you be laid back with it. But if you know what I'm saying, like there are gonna be people who recognize your power. You know what I'm saying? So when Sarah walked in, they did notice, like, oh well, the one of the girls noticed like she had a gift because she completely forgot where she was and she was spinning the pencil by her, by itself. Anyway, so yeah, so it was like the craft had already been out, right? And so this one particular night, like we're in the co-ed hall because this is during summer. So we're in the co-ed hall, and during in the co-ed hall, like usually people are like in the foyer, like we run around in the front, like literally. And then they had like this little room in the section where it was literally like just that reminded me of a whole nother story time. There's like this little room off in the section. Let you know what I'm saying? Like it's a room. It's this huge room. It's not like a conference room. It's more like I would say like a rec room, but it didn't really have like games or nothing in it. It was just literally like this area where you can just come in, sit and chill, like and sit and talk or whatever. So at this point in time, like the craft was already out. And so it was this Caucasian girl, and I don't remember her name, but we're going to call her I almost said that. We're gonna call her Mindy. We're gonna call her Mindy. And then there was this other girl. Dang. Hold on. Okay, so white girl is Mindy. There's this other girl named Beth. And then we're gonna call this other girl. Dang, what did I just say? White girl Mindy. One girl Beth. What did I say? Oh, and the other girl, we're gonna call her Rochelle. We're gonna call her Rochelle. So Rochelle is very prevalent because Rochelle gonna be in another story. So anyway, yeah. So Mindy hung around a lot. Like Mindy was the Caucasian girl who, you know what I'm saying? Like she didn't act black, but she hung around black people. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like the Caucasian people who don't mind being themselves. You don't mind being Caucasian. You know yourself, but it's like I hang around black people. I don't have to do the black vernacular to feel like I have to fit in. I could just literally be myself and be a good, genuine person. You know what I'm saying? Not racist, But I know I'm Caucasian, but I just prefer to be around African American people. And I don't have to do the black vernacular to be around, to be around black people. She was taking summer courses. So she would still, like, most of us there, most of the people there were African American during the summer courses. But she was real cool. Like, everybody knew Mindy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had walked around, she was real cool people. And so she was like, if you have any questions, like, if you need anything when it comes down to like tutoring or anything, like, let me know. Like, everybody was very warm and welcoming. Beth as well. Beth was an African American girl. She was very nice too. And they had been there for what, they was like, yeah, like, you need anything, just let us know, because college is hard. Listen, it sure is. And if you don't go in with the mindset, like, I'm gonna go in and do what I need to do and get up on out of here, college will swallow you up. It does. Like I told y'all, like, it have stuff like coming at you, like, come here, party over here, dudes, females, females, sororities, fraternities, everything is like, come here. Like, so if you don't have the mental capacity to come in and say, I am not going to fluctuate, I know what I came here to do, this is my plan, because college is a whole different ball game. It is not like high school. So you got to sit down, you got to buckle down, you got to do your thing. Like, for real talk. So yeah. So, and then if you don't have, even if you don't have accountability partners, like, you got to go in with the mindset, like, I want to do this and I want to do this to get out. Because college literally is like, if you go straight from high school, adult, like, it literally, like, you're an adult now. Get your ish together. Consequences will hit you quick, fast, in a hurry. Real talk. Anyway, so yeah, so they were very like, what I won't say like intrigued, but like very willing to give out information. Like, it was no problem for them to give out information or whatever, right? And so at this point in time, like, the craft hat came out, right? I said that, and we would, most of the time we would be in this hall, because this hall was the only one that was open for summer. So we would be in this hall, and everybody would be in there playing around. And so, of course, once you've been there, like 2 or 3 weeks, you see these people in passing. It's usually the same people, like, you know who it is. And at this point in time, like, Gamer was introducing me to everybody. Like, at this point in time, he's very proud of his little sister and very protective of his little sister. He didn't, like, Gamer is my cousin, but he was calling me his little sister, and I was calling him my brother. So it was like very, very, very protective. Any dude who was like, yo, little sister, no, very protective, to the point where his friends was like, bro, calm down. Like, she a grown woman. And he would tell you, I don't care. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so it was like, he was introducing me to people, basically, like, the dudes, he'd be like, this is my little sister, stay away from her. And then the females, he'd be like, this is my little sister, if you see her in trouble, help her out. Type deal. So people knew me as Gamer little sister instead of literally not myself. So literally for me, it was like coming from high school, I was my sister and my brother's little sister. Oh, the baby sister, into Gamer's little sister. And it was like, I didn't come here for that. I came here for my own identity, but I wasn't tripping on it, because it was like, his people was real cool. Like, everybody he introduced me to was real cool. Everybody was really nice. So I wasn't really tripping on it. They didn't, and they wasn't seeing me like, they wasn't calling me like in my hometown. Oh, you your brother, little sister. You scrap little sister. You scrap little sister. Here I was Angel. Difference. They wasn't saying, oh, you gave a little sister. It was, oh, hey Angel, hey Angel, hey Angel. Or those who knew about the tattoo and knew my nickname, they was like, hey Shorty. Yeah. I had my own identity. Anyway, again, the graphic came out. I'm trying to rush so it would be short, like I said. The graphic came out. So when the graphic came out, again, we're in this rec room. Me, Beth, Mindy, and Rochelle. We're in this rec room. So I asked the question, hey, has y'all seen the craft? And so they was like, yeah. So we started discussing and talking. Now, Rochelle is from a island. So she was like, yeah, I seen it, and I don't want to, like, oh my God, like the way that they like portrayed, and how like the spirits and like playing with black magic. Like she literally started going into this spiel. And so I, like I said, now seeing some things, but I'm sitting there and I'm intrigued and I'm quiet. You know what I'm saying? So Beth was like, I've seen some things too. Like, you know, in my hometown, like, and we started telling stories and exchanging like stories, what they did. I'm mostly quiet and like absorbing in. And so Mindy was like, oh yeah. She was like, I love that. I love that movie. I love that movie. And she was like, I really want to know if that light as a feather, you know, light as a feather, stiff as a board. I wonder if that really works. Now in the movie, you need 4 people because it's like 4 corners. You need 4 corners, right? And so I was like, well, it's 4 of us in here, so let's try it. And so they all, the 3 of them turned and looked at me at the same time. It was literally like in unison, like, and I was like, no, come on, let's try it. And so they was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, come on, let's try it. Like we're in the rec room. So Mindy got it. Mindy was like, I mean, yes. Because Mindy was like into it. She was intuitive about it. Like she wanted to learn more. So she was all for it. So Mindy had got at my shoulder, had crossed her legs Indian style, because that's what they was usually, that style was called Indian style. I don't know what they call it now. Where you cross your legs, like you sit down, like you used to have to sit down in kindergarten on your ex, and you cross your legs like that. They call it Indian style. I don't know why they call it Indian style. I don't know, but native style. But so she crossed her legs, native style, and was at my shoulder, put her hands under my shoulder, ready. Ready. So Rochelle came on the other side, on the other shoulder, crossed her legs, native style, put her hands under my shoulder, ready. Beth was at my feet on the left side, crossed her legs, Indian style, put her hands under, ready. Now, mind you, we should have had somebody on my other side, but we didn't. Because I was like, well, girl, I'm the fourth, so come on, we can, I'll chant while I'm laying down, just to see if it'll happen. So Beth was like, are you sure? And I was like, girl, yeah, come on. So Mindy was like, yes, come on. Mindy was intrigued. Rochelle wasn't really saying nothing. So she was like, Beth was like, okay. So we started chanting. Like, so I lay and I was like, okay, everybody in their position. And I was like, okay. So I crossed my arms like this. And we started chanting. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. And I'm looking around, and Rochelle has her eyes closed. Mindy has her eyes closed. Beth is looking at me like, and she chanting it. So I'm sitting, and I'm steady, like chanting, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Beth says, no. She took her hand from under me. I hadn't levitated or nothing. So she took her hand from under me. She was like, no. I don't want to do it. And so Rochelle was like, what's wrong? And so she was like, I don't want to do it. And so as she's saying this, like she's staring at me. She was like, I don't want to do it. I got a bad feeling about this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. She kept saying it over and over and over and over. She got up and she walked out of the rec room. So I was like, well, that's not gonna that's not gonna work. Like it's already, you know what I'm saying? We already missing like the fourth over here. And like you left, like it was like, girl, come on. So she was like, no, I'm out of here. So she left, like gone. So Mindy was like, oh man. And I was like, right, because I want to know. So Mindy was like, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go to my room and you guys, like I'll see you guys later. So he was like, okay, bye, Mindy. So me and Rochelle are sitting there. So Rochelle was like, "Did you feel that?" And I said, "I didn't feel anything," which I didn't. I didn't feel anything. And so I was like, "You felt something?" She was like, "Yeah, I felt something. I felt something coming from you." And I was like, "You did?" She was like, "Yeah, yeah." She's like, "I felt something coming from you." She was like, "Maybe that's why she pulled away." And I was like, "Well, maybe, I don't know." But I was like, "I didn't feel nothing." She was like, "Did you have your eyes closed?" And I was like, "No, I was watching her the whole time." I was watching her the whole time. And I was like, she was watching me the whole time. And I was like, because I was like, and it wasn't like I didn't believe like her power or anything. I was like, I had my eyes open because I wanted to see me. It's not funny, but I wanted to see me rise up from the ground. I want to be like, yo, unhealed angel. I wanted to see me rise up from the ground. So I was like, I had my eyes open because I want to see. I don't want to have my eyes closed and y'all seeing me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seeing me levitating. I ain't seeing me levitate, baby. I want to see me levitate. So she was like, girl. And I was like, I wanted to see. And I was like, but I never broke eye contact with her or anything. And I was like, we were both like staring at each other, chanting, light as a feather, stiff as a board. And all of a sudden, like she broke contact. She was like, Angel, I felt something coming from you. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, maybe that's what it was. So Rochelle was like, well, oh well, I'll see you later. And I was like, all right. So Rochelle went to her room because me and Rochelle was very, very cool because Rochelle had, like I said, Gamer was introducing me to everybody. And so Gamer was like, Rochelle was very sweet, very nice person. She actually was. And then she, like I said, she was from the islands. So she, you know what I'm saying? She was very sweet. She came from a big family. So I wasn't tripping because she was like, oh yes, like, because he was like, look out for my sister, look out for my sister. She was like, yeah, she's gonna be my little sister. She's gonna be my little sister. So yeah, so it was like, she was like, well, I'm gonna go to my room. I was like, oh, okay, we'll see you later. So the next day, Mindy, you know, it was like normal. Rochelle was like, hey girl, hey girl. Mindy was like, hey girl, hey girl. Beth was like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss it. And stay away from me. Stay away from you? And I was like, girl, what? She was like, stay away from me. Stay away from me. She was like, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. I said, well, Beth, nobody was asking you to do that again. I was like, we all agreed at the time that we wanted to do it. And we didn't do it. I said, once you left, everybody else went to their room. I went to my room too. Well, Gamer's apartment. I was like, so nobody said anything. Nobody felt a way about you leaving, nothing. Like, what you mean, stay away from you? Because all I did was speak, like, hey, girl. And so she was like literally, it's like she had seen a ghost. And so I was like, girl, like, she was like, just, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to ever do that again. I don't want to ever do that again. And she kept saying, and I was like, girl, nobody's asking you to do it again. We all agreed. And you decided not to. That was the end of it. That was the end of it. And so she ended with, you didn't feel that? No. So she was like, okay, just don't tell nobody any of that happened. Don't say nothing. Like, don't say nothing. I just don't want to play with that anymore. And I was like, again, Beth, nobody is making you do anything that you don't want to do. We were done with it. When you left, everybody else left too. Everybody went to their room and it was just like another day. She was like, okay, okay, okay. I don't think you know how powerful you are. And walked away. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. And I'll see you in the next one. And that is the story time of light as a feather, stiff as a board. Don't do anything that I did in college. I'm just saying. Don't do all that. This is my video. Don't do nothing I did in college. Don't play with spirits. Don't play with them honey jars. I done told y'all, don't play with them honey jars. Don't do rituals. That stuff don't work out how y'all think that stuff work out. They text. They text. They text. They text. Just saying. And there's a way to tell if you've been ritualized. There's a very way to tell.